guys, let's start with the games. I'm so excited. I think you should start because, you know, so you pick one question there, you ask it, or you read it out loud, and then you answer it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's see. First question. So if you could choose to never do something again for the rest of your life with no consequences, which would you choose? Something that I wouldn't mind never doing again for the rest of my life. This is a very tricky one. I don't know. Any ideas?
You tell us, honey. That's your question.
You just look at your life, what happened, and just
what could I never do again?
Yeah. Maybe that's
Can I ask?
Does taking part in sports?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, it counts. It counts.
Yeah, I would choose to never have to have played netball because, I'm not a sports person.
What happened?
You know what my thing is, right? I always have this fear that the ball is going to hit me in the face. So it's always that one who catching the ball. I would catch the ball like this. And you know when you're in school and you have to play netball, so you can't get away from it, but you have to do it. So I was always here catching the ball with my eyes closed. So I think that's what I would choose to never do again. Yeah.
Okay.
Don't play sports. Keep it here. Chess maybe, but netball, anything with a thing that would hit my face. No, thank you. No, thank you.
So you don't play any sports now?
I mean, if there's no ball involved, I'm fine. I can play chess, board games, just just nothing in my
intellectual
volleyball.
Yeah,
no
intellectual games.
Volleyball, no
contact sports, no contact sports.
No, we keep it here. We can sit down and we can play with our mouths or whatever. We can play with our mouths.
Okay, Gail.
No. Me, I want to be last. I don't know why.
I'll be last.
Oh yes, you should be.
My question. What mistakes have you made along the way? Thinking that everyone is like me. I think that's the biggest mistake I've made, where you go in with you being naive and you love and you're like, come into my space, come into my life.
And you think it's going to be reciprocated.
And you like expose every area of your life to everyone around you to a point where you don't see that now some areas can be used against you.
Yes.
It's like exposing the people in your life to every new person that comes, like introducing maybe new friends, new people to your mom, your kids, your family. That's the biggest mistake I've made.
And oversharing.
Yes, oversharing. Oversharing your life, your space, not knowing when my cup is running out. Like I've been pouring, now I'm empty.
Yeah.
That's the biggest mistake I've made.
That's deep.
But at least now you know better. So
no. I'm learning.
We're learning what the part.
This one is hard. Okay. My question is, what's the biggest factor that has helped you to be successful?
Biggest success factor.
In this case, I can just say God is my biggest factor, because from growing up to where I am now, I'm sorry to say this, but not much was said about me. Maybe I was one of those, she's not going to make it. So God just proved them wrong, that I'm here now and I'm doing what I'm doing.
Grace came and it broke all protocol.
Yeah, it broke all protocol, because people see me now, I'll be like, oh, we didn't think that she would get that far. And I'm planning, eh?
I know, listen, once God says yes, no one can say no. Like, doors just open, everything just goes.
Open doors.
And they wonder how you do it, but I know she has a snake, because you know.
Although we might be in water, but
it's faith, it's God.
Snake is not here.
My question is there a book you could read numerous times without ever growing tired of it? Yes. The Monk Who Sold His Ferrari by Robin Sharma. I could read, I don't know how many times I've read that book. I think I've read it 4 times, and every time I read it, I learn something new. Like, it always hits differently, you know. This book was part of the reason why my mindset and my outlook in life changed. I used to doubt myself a lot. Like, I would appear very confident. Like, you know, when you're chubby, you always feel the need to, but then deep inside you have these insecurities. You don't really believe in yourself as much as people think you do. I mean, you're bright at school, but you don't. When I read this book, it made me realize how much power you have, how much. I remember there was a part of the book that I always go back to, that says the mind is a wonderful slave but a horrible master.
Yeah.
So if you feed your mind with negative things, and we might think it's not possible, but it's actually very possible for you to feed positive things in your mind. It's like a garden, water it. Don't plant negative seeds. Like, no matter how big a mountain is, you're like, yay, I'm going to climb that, I'm going to pass with the situation. And then when you have circumstances that are just too hard to handle, instead of, it taught me to not be a victim, because so many times in my life I would blame everything happening on people. Hey, daddy issues, hey, my dad this, hey, what. It made me take responsibility and realize, well, no, everything is because of choice, honey. It's you. It's you. And also your words. But there's a part where he talks about words that you need to always propel them in the direction you want your life to take. So they play a very big role. So if every time you talk about your life, like, but if you want to see where you are, where you're going to be in 5 years from now, listen to what you say now. If when you always think, oh, me not shame, oh, me I'm a poor person. I'm always saying, no, honey, power of the tongue. You must always speak life. Yes, it's going to give it back. And that's how, I'm not saying I've made it in life. It's a work in progress. It's little milestones that I keep reaching. It's all because of outlook and words. Always saying, yeah, I'm going to, like, that's why what you were saying, the people are shocked. How is she there? Like, how? It's because of here and here.
Once, I think I was listening to, I think it's Lisa Bevere or something, and she spoke about how as women we have two very powerful organs in our bodies. We give life, so we carry two organs, which is the womb and the tongue. Both those things give life. So as a woman, not only do you give life by giving birth, but you also give life through your words that you speak. So we just need to always, like what you're saying, whatever it is that you're speaking out, that's exactly what it is that you're giving life to. Are you giving life to hope? Are you giving life to prosperity? Or are you giving life to all?
Like if you are faced with a challenge, how do you choose to respond to it? Like, are you there on some, oh, poor me? Or are you there on some, yay, it's always darkest before dawn. I'm experiencing this because I'm about to experience the biggest victory I've ever seen in my life. And nice just so I add, in case my mom watches this, Mama, the Bible. The Bible is also a book I can read and never grow tired of.
And the most powerful thing is the book. Your question was about a book, and then it all came into your perspective. I feel like what you feed yourself, what you listen to, it's not only about what you project out, it's also your intake. The book changed your perspective. If it wasn't for that book, your perspective wouldn't have changed. You can try to be as positive as you want, but if everything you surround yourself with negativity, that negativity will breathe off you. You
are the books you read, the people you surround yourself with, the music you listen to, everything,
and the food you eat. So.
Yes, and the food.
Yes.
Okay, next.
Is it back to you now?
It's back to you.
Okay, let's go.
That was a nice round, ne?
Yeah,
we did well.
Which is more, the human mind or the human body or the human minds? I feel I get the weirdest questions. What does this mean? Which is more, the human body or the human mind?
Which is more
important? Maybe.
I think maybe they wanted to.
Which is more ...
dominant?
I don't know. Maybe which is more powerful? I'll take it as which is more powerful, the human body or the human mind? I would say the human mind, because there's so much that you can create in your mind, and then the beauty of how what you create in your mind, you can then now bring it out into it being reality. You know, so basically, like, you can have an idea and you can birth that idea. You can have, and the thing about the human mind is it carries so much. So think even how our bodies react, it all starts in the mind. So I would then believe that the human mind is more powerful than the human body.
I'm exercising. I know what you're saying. I first doubted my mind.
You need to first exercise in your mind before you can let your body wake up and go and do that 10-kilometer whatever. So I would say the human mind.
I ran 5Ks today before.
Okay, next. You will continue that story as you answer your question. We want to hear that, all of that, the 5 kilometers you ran.
Oh my gosh, I don't know why my questions are more towards success. What are your success habits? Okay, the biggest one for me is in 2010, when I wrote my matric, I passed, but it was not enough to do what I wanted to do, so I went back. So I remember I was at my sister's, and then she had books. For the first time in my life, I'm like, you know what, since I'm here the whole year, let me just read a book. I read Steve Covey, 7 Habits of Successful People. And then he said, if you do something and over again, and you persist on doing it, it becomes easier. Not that the nature of the task has changed, but your ability to do it has increased. So from there, I took that ability to do it. So for me, if I don't know how to do something, I always go back and I redo it and I redo it until it becomes easier. Some people, they say like, why do you do things so easily? They don't know the power behind it. I do it until I get it right.
You persist until you succeed.
Exactly.
So persistence.
Persistence, consistency, that's what I'm all about. I do things until it works.
Yes, girl.
It was not the first time when I worked, the second time, or the third time, or the fourth time. Yes.
And then, yeah, Nkosia, do you believe the way we dress affects the way we think? Yes, I do. It's also how easy it is to pick up if a person is depressed or a person is reactive to life. Most people who are reactive to life, I believe, when you wake up and you are intentional about how you dress. So you are proactive towards life, meaning that the decisions that happen, the things that happen, you have a choice. You decided you are intentional about everything that you do in your life. So if you power dress, that's why I like putting detail into how I look, especially if I'm going out, because I feel like that's the first part where now I have control of the situation. I have control of the narrative around me, but also that also gives me a way of how I feel. If I want to feel powerful that day, I'm going to rock up powerfully dressed. But if I want to blend in with the environment, I'm going to dress a specific tone of color, a specific kind of dressing. And if sometimes you'll be dressed casually, and you meet somebody that you didn't expect to meet. Maybe you meet your mentor, and then you're dressed so casually and you're like, oh, I should have prepared for this moment. How you speak to that person, your dress code affects it, because you'll be fidgeting. I'm not dressed good enough. I'm not for this situation or this part. But then if you always dressed as if you're meeting, I always say dress as if God is watching, knowing that God is watching and taking pictures of every second. And I always make this joke and saying that the last outfit, what if that's your ghost outfit? And I don't want to look like a depressed ghost. So how I dress affects how I feel and how my perspective of life.
Okay, it was can it please not be a hard question?
I always get the weird ones. So.
Are you a religious or spiritual person? That's an interesting question. I'm a spiritual person. Spiritual in the sense that I don't always go to church, but I have a special relationship with God. And I know it's good to be with other children of God, for you guys to teach it out, because you understand the Bible in different ways, for you guys to help each other understand it better, what the word says and everything. But I also believe that it all boils down to how you relate with him individually, what your relationship is with him, and what principles you are guided by, like as you exist. And yeah, I don't even know if I answered this correctly. I feel like if I stretch too much, I'm just gonna start confusing myself.
It will be someone after someone after someone. This will now be a preaching moment.
Okay, what's next?
Round 3.
Round 3. What is one thing you wish more people knew about women in the workplace? One thing I wish more people knew about women in the workplace. So I think the power that women have is underrated, because sometimes I wish that people knew putting a woman in a position of power goes more than just because of we're getting rid of discrimination, or we're doing this because we need to balance the gender numbers, but there's so much power in putting women in positions of leadership, because naturally women are nurturers. Nurturers?
Yeah,
Nurturers.
that. We know what you mean, girl.
Yes. So imagine having that nurturer or mother instinct in the workplace. Like, there's so much power in that. So I wish people knew that putting women in positions of power is not it goes beyond than just fixing the numbers, but there is so much power in doing that.
High five to you, girl.
Yes, women. The future is
Gail,
female,
guys.
as my teacher
Oh,
says.
yes,
The future is female. So,
Indeed.
yeah.
So the bravest thing that I'm going to do, what I'm actually doing, I want to run 5 kilometers in 30 minutes. It is not so easy when you do it, because now I'm still running 45 minutes. So I really want it so bad. So that I'm dealing with my mind. We were talking about the mind last time.
Yeah.
I'm practicing. Some days I do good, some days I do bad, but I'm almost there. That's one thing that I want to do before the end of the year.
You'll achieve it, girl.
Yeah, 5 kilometers.
Yeah.
30 minutes.
30 minutes.
Okay, good. I think for me, my next brave challenge. So I have a passion for learners, for education. So for me, I think the bravest thing that I want to do now is take these ideas that I have to open a school that changes the face of education in South Africa. So basically, I know I have something to offer the South African education through a school, through an academy, through working with schools. So I think the bravest thing that I want to do now is move out of the ideas being in my mind and implementing them and changing the face of South African education. That's my next brave act.
Wow.
Okay. My next brave act is quitting my day job.
Yeah.
No, really, guys. You know, sometimes you get to a point when you're life where you're like, okay, I'm comfortable. We do not lack. We sleep with full stomachs every day. But this is not where my passion is. You know, there's something that you're passionate about, but then you're scared to go that route because of what if?
Yeah.
What if it doesn't work out? So my next brave thing is, I'm saying, what if it goes right?
It will.
Yes.
So that's my next brave thing.
My next brave thing is writing a book, because I believe that when that proverb that says that for as long as the lion cannot write its story, the story will always glorify the hunter.
Yes.
So with us as women, we always have this narrative of soppiness. We are weak, we are dependent, and all of this. I just want to write and put our ideology of not trying to be a man, but taking charge of who we are, how we are created, and taking up each and everything. You know what I say? If you are a whole person, every aspect of your area, every facet of your life, put it out there to the people to see your flaws, your achievements, your fears, every single thing. I want to put it in a book to teach the next person that it's okay to be you. You don't have to be anybody else's copy. Listen.
I mean, running 5K.
No, that's perfect.
Can I add? Oh,
Because I feel like I should have also just elaborated what I plan to do. And stuff. Yeah, so I'm in the legal fraternity, right? I want to start my own. Well, I've already started, but obviously because I'm employed, I can't really. So I feel like I need to give it my time, my energy, and just go for it.
Yes.
You know?
Because you and I are on the same boat, eh? I never thought of it. That's something light, but what I want to do
It's
next
light.
is open my private practice. I've been talking about it for quite some time.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I feel like now is the right time.
Do it afraid, like she was saying.
Do it,
There's so much power in having your passion and then now letting everything that you do on a daily basis being aligned with your passion.
Yeah.
Really, there's
Let it
nothing-
find
there's no
something that you
substitute
love,
to
and you
that.
never have to work a day in your life.
Okay.
I feel like
So go
the
for it.
minute I go for that, I'm going to wake up happy every day.
Every
I'm gonna
day.
wake up and say,
Every
yeah.
No
day.
boss, no
Like-
boss.
And you're like cementing your life, your name.
Yes.
The histories of time.
Yes.
You know, there's one lady one day who referred to you and said, because she
She
is,
did.
I will be.
Yeah, bo.
Yeah.
My daily affirmations. Should I recite the whole Bible?
I think you should.
Okay, I'm Psalm 91 and Psalm 23, and how I start my day most of the time is at exactly 4 a.m. I believe I command my morning. So that's when I speak into my day. So this is how I start. This is a day that the Lord has made. I will rejoice and be glad in it.
Yeah.
And then I will say, the elements of this earth will not harm me by day, nor by night, and they will not harm my family. And I will speak to the sun, and I'll say, you sun, you will not smite me by day, and you moon, you will not smite me by night. So I always put all the elements where they belong. I remind the ground, you are the ground. I have been given authority and dominion over you. And then I will tell the sky that you are above me, but I have been given dominion and authority over you. So what you birth and what you bring has to work for me. You heavens, you can't steal from me. There are a lot.
Amen.
You heavens, you
Amen.
can't steal from me. You can't steal from my kids. And then I go further and I speak affirmations into the people around me. For example, I will say, this is the day that the Lord has made. My husband will wake up happy. Everything that he does and touches will prosper. Wherever he goes, he will find favor, because that favor is my favor. He will dominate every ground that he touches. Then I speak to my kids. When they go to school, they're supernaturally intelligent. Oh my God, I could go all day.
Yeah.
I have like 1 hour
Yeah.
from 4 a.m. until 5 every single day. Then I speak to the church. I'm like, every member of the church will live long, they will not die, they will prosper, they will dominate. They'll, you know, when people in Africa who are made it in life will be found from the church, Gowangowa will rise, it will have great people, it will have innovative people.
Amen.
I speak to the road and I'm like, there will be no blood spill on the road, nobody will die untimely, and I'll speak to the youth. I affirm for everyone, because I feel like if everyone is empowered, my life is safe. Everyone is
beautiful.
fine, and then
It's
everyone.
very beautiful.
If we all prosper, then I'm prospered. That's me.
Amen.
Oh, yes,
Amen. You had me wanting to pray in tongues. Too.
I was about to cry. Because it's me every 4 a.m. for like an hour, and I'm like, oh, thank you, Jesus. So I was about to
No,
burst
that's
in tongues and cry.
beautiful.
That's me
Yeah.
every morning.
You're not a mom for Nisi by mistake.
No,
This is your calling. This is
Yeah.
your
So you see, now I want
You're
to cry because
amazing.
that's me every 4 a.m.
No, you're amazing. Okay, my top 3 self-care tips are, I don't really have any. I'm joking, I do. Number 1, take care of your mind. Take care of your mind. Water it. Feed it happy thoughts, beautiful, positive thoughts. That's the first one. The second one, protect your energy. Like, people can drain. They can drain so much from you. So be careful who you give yourself to, who you surround yourself with, the kind of energy you bring into your life, to the life of your loved ones. That's number 2. And then number 3, your body.
Yeah.
Take good care of it. It's supposed to push you until infinity.
Yeah. What recharges me when I'm low most of the time is positive affirmations, I think. Telling myself, boosting myself up, but also relying on the word of God. That is also a boost. And also just to look at my past, look at all the positive things that I've ever gotten from people. So from there, when I see that I can't do this, I'll go back to a certain memory that I lived and where I got positive affirmations like you can do it, and that's how I usually recharge myself when I'm at my lowest. I always go back, take, put into the present, and go.
Yeah.
Beautiful.
Beautiful.
My favorite quote. For me, my favorite quote. I don't know if the Bible verse is also a quote, but I'm gonna share my favorite verse because I think that's what gets me through every day. And I think I shared it a bit earlier, but it says, "Have I not commanded you? Be strong and courageous. Do not be afraid, for I am with you wherever you go." So I think for me that it carries me in everything that I know, because I know that I am never alone. So no matter what it is that I want to do it, I can do it because I don't have to rely on my own power, because I'm not alone. I just say, God, do your thing. I just need to be there, and then God does his thing. So I think for me that's my favorite quote. The reminder to not be afraid, because he is with me wherever I go.
Amen.
Yeah, that's my favorite quote.
Amen, sister. Amen.